In a way, I can't even really believe that the words that are about to come out of my mouth are true, but all reports indicate that Nadeshot and 100 Thieves are about to be back in the Call of Duty League competitive scene. This has been one of those stories that's been rumored all off season, especially things started to ramp up just a couple weeks ago when the rumor came out that Hecz has reacquired the Optic Gaming brand. I do want to say just real quick that none of this is straight from the horse's mouth, right? Hecz didn't come out and say that he acquired that brand. Scump hasn't said it. Nadeshot hasn't come out and said, yes, 100 Thieves is back. So even though it does seem like it's super well known across the scene, seems like all the pros are hinting towards it and they're talking about it and they're saying congratulations and all sorts of things. Just make sure that you take this with a grain of salt. So if you didn't see this on Twitter, this comes from Nadeshot. They say, breaking, 100 Thieves have purchased the Los Angeles CDL Spot previously held by Optic Gaming Los Angeles. Sources say the team will be known as LA Thieves. Hecz will take back full control of the Optic Gaming brand, and the future of the Chicago slot is uncertain. So if you didn't see my video a couple weeks ago, this is basically what I laid out. It's just the thing that seemed to make the most sense, right? Once Hecz went to Immortals Gaming and bought back the OGLA brand, now all of a sudden Hecz is left with that situation of, okay, I have OGLA, I have that CDL spot, I have the Chicago Huntsmen, all my boys are there, I have that CDL spot. So what can happen between these two rosters? Well, obviously he wasn't going to keep both, and he's the co-CEO of NRG, so he wasn't going to let go of that Chicago spot also. So all he had to do is just, or at least what was most likely is, let's go ahead, let's keep that Optic Gaming brand, let's try to transfer that brand to Chicago, and then let's sell that LA spot, and let's try to find a buyer, a prominent esports organization in LA. Who could that potentially, or who could that possibly be? It makes perfect sense. There aren't very many other esports brands out there, especially located in LA, that would be looking to make a splash in the scene other than 100 Thieves. So I will go ahead and say that this article goes on to say, after initially declining to invest in a slot for the Call of Duty League's inaugural 2020 season, 100 Thieves are entering COD esports after all. The spot that had been Optic Gaming Los Angeles has now transferred ownership to the prominent esports organization, and sources have reported that 100 Thieves will rebrand the team to LA Thieves. By the way, I'll just say real quick, that is a really awesome name, Los Angeles Thieves. I just think it just has a really dope ring to it. Next paragraph says Immortals Gaming Club, which had purchased Optic Gaming and one of two Los Angeles CDL franchise spots, recently sold the green wall back to Hecz Rodriguez, who will remain control of the brand. At this time, it's not yet clear whether the league will allow Hecz to rebrand his Chicago Huntsman franchise to Optic. I'll tell you right now, I said this when I made the video a few weeks ago. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be some sort of way. I don't know how exactly they're going to brand it. I don't know if it's going to be Optic Gaming Chicago or the Chicago Optic. That doesn't make sense really all that much, but that Chicago League spot is going to become Optic Chicago or Optic Gaming Chicago or Chicago Optic or something. I get it. If you're looking at this from the stance of the league overall, last thing that you would want is, just for example, okay, we have the New York Subliners and they start to develop a following inside of New York. Then they change it to the New York Envy. Okay, let's start over. Let's bring some more people in. And then they change it to New York United, or it just changes over and over again. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever, right? That is something that's a potentially damaging situation to the Call of Duty League, because you have a league spot inside New York City, one of the biggest cities in the world, and you start to slowly but surely gain a following, and you get a stronghold in New York City. Changing their name every year would just detract and take away from that a little bit, right? So I get the fact where the league is coming from and what they're saying and not wanting teams to change their names, but this is a special scenario here. If you can get the Optic Gaming brand back in the CDL in a way that's effective and popular again, that just takes the entire league as a whole overall to a whole nother level, right? If you have Optic Gaming that has something like 3 million followers on Twitter, and now all of a sudden those followers are back and they're excited and they're invested in the Call of Duty League, and it's all behind Hecz and Scump and Formal and Big Timer and Maniac and Hitch and all those guys that basically spent the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years there. That's a story for the Call of Duty League, and that's how you take a Call of Duty League that had a pretty good first season and you take it to that second season, and that's how you really grow a brand and a league overall. I do want to go ahead and just show you guys a little bit of reaction from around the community. This is a little bit telling, right? Gary V is plugged in. Obviously, he's a co-owner of the Minnesota Rocker. So in response to this tweet from Nadeshot, he tweeted a smiley face. Why would he tweet a smiley face, right? I mean, obviously, there's a little bit of background knowledge there. So pretty clear that, I don't know, it just seems like this is the way that this story is going. And if you're another owner of a separate team inside the Call of Duty League, this is great for you, right? I mean, I think Minnesota Rocker is doing a great job. I love what they're doing with content. I love what they're doing on game days and doing the breakdowns and the Discord watch parties that I've been a part of and everything like that. But having these prominent organizations, 100 Thieves back in, Optic Gaming back in a way that has their full following back in. I mean, this is great for the league. It would be like the Dallas Cowboys in the NFL being sold to somebody that nobody really wants them to be sold to. Now all of a sudden everybody hates the Dallas Cowboys, and then they get sold back to Jerry Jones, and now all that popularity comes back to the NFL. I mean, that's exactly what's happening here with the acquisition of Optic Gaming back to Hecz and 100 Thieves coming back in. A couple other tweets from around the league. Clayster says, so it makes sense why OGLA had a $3 budget this offseason. So this is a little bit interesting. I don't want to speculate on this too much, but it did seem like Optic Gaming was one of those last teams that was waiting to fill that fourth slot on their roster. It seemed like, you know, there were a bunch of people. Maybe Gunless would go there, and then he went to Seattle. And then maybe Temp would go there, and we haven't quite heard what's going on yet. So maybe if that 100 Thieves organization takes over, now you'll see that roster be filled out. Another thing that I want to talk about, and this was a tweet from, of course, Octane, and I don't know. I love what Octane does. I love that he's so vocal. I think that in a way, he does have a way of helping out the league, right? Of pushing the league in a positive way and making changes that need to be made. But I don't like this. I hate this tweet out of him. He tweeted this SpongeBob picture here, like he's on the inside looking out at everybody that's happy. Octane, Seattle just cut everybody. They kept you and said, here's the keys to our castle. Build the roster that you want to build. What do you want? Let us know and we'll make it happen. And just because he was on 100 Thieves and 100 Thieves is back, and it seems like Slasher is back with 100 Thieves and Kenny's back with 100 Thieves and stuff like that, he's going to come out and be like, man, I'm sad inside while everybody else is in, you know, this greener pasture somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking a little bit too far into it, but I can tell you, if I'm an owner of the Seattle Surge, or if I'm an investor in the Seattle Surge and my superstar player is acting like he deserves to be somewhere else, or that he wants to be somewhere else, it just doesn't sit well with me. It never will. I wish that things in the Call of Duty League, and I think that they have, I think that things have gotten much more professional, especially if you look back to like 5 years ago and where the league was at overall. But I don't know. I just think that sometimes some of these pros have a way of tweeting things that doesn't make too much sense, and this is just another one of them. But without further ado, guys, down in the comments below, seems like 100 Thieves is back. What are your thoughts? Is this a victory? Obviously, this is a victory. Are you excited? Are you excited for Chicago to potentially be rebranded as Optic Gaming Chicago? 100 Thieves back in Call of Duty. Nadeshot back as an owner in Call of Duty. Comments, let me know down below. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say and have a conversation with you all. New around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I put out a brand new video every single day breaking down competitive Call of Duty. I'm approaching 400 straight days of a competitive video on Call of Duty. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm working every day, every day, every day. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Leave a like, it helps out the channel. Thank you guys so much. We will see you in tomorrow's upload.